you had mentioned the whole like robbery situation and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So was that true, or was that just you just lashing
It was
out?
true. It was true.
So he actually, like, what, people ran up in his house
They
and
did.
robbed him?
Yeah, it was a home invasion, and I got off work. I worked like an 8-hour shift, and I came over. It was supposed to be like a, a nice evening at home. I come over, there's, techno music playing, and people are popping ecstasy, and I'm just like, I have my bag with me. I think we're gonna go watch TV and go to sleep, and girls are running through his house like ratchets, like girls, because his friends brought over girls that were not, not even cute girls. Like, it was crazy. So me and him had a real conversation that night. I was like, in the middle of our conversation, some girl came in his room and was like, "Oh, sorry, wrong door." And I was like, "See, that's the shit. Who the fuck is that?" You know what I mean? Like, so, he's like, "Fine, we'll go to sleep, whatever." So when I went to the restroom, I left the door open a little bit. And when I looked, I heard something in his room. So when I looked out the crack, I seen a guy standing over him with a gun, and he had hit him, so he was bleeding. And so I tried to close the door and lock it, you know what I'm saying? Not, but what the fuck? Like, I was trying to save myself at that point. Like, but he ran into the bathroom. He's like, "Sweetheart, you come with me." So when we went downstairs, the music was off, the techno music was off, and everybody was tied up.
Oh, yes, you tied people up.
Yeah, the two guys. And the thing that scared me the most is these guys didn't use any masks.
Oh.
And when they went through everyone's purse, my purse is always a mess, a fucking mess. There's like makeup, there's money, the guy looked at my purse and was like, "I'm not even fucking with them, I'm not even robbed her." He did take my wallet, but there's nothing in my wallet, so my ID wasn't in my wallet, thank God. So he didn't know where I lived and stuff like that, but he pretty much pocket checked everybody and stuff. And what really upset me about that situation, and this is why me and him fell apart after that, is a girl got pistol whipped at his home, and she was bleeding on his couch. Like, she got pistol whipped really bad, and so she was bleeding out her ear. And when, there was a helicopter overhead, and so someone called police. There was people missing. You know what I mean? So there was definitely people missing from that scene. I looked around when I was down there, and there, a couple girls were missing, and two of his friends were missing. Who called the police was the two friends who went downstairs, who locked themselves in the bathroom. And so when the robbers left, which was crazy, they left out the front door.
Huh.
And so when they untied themselves, they weren't tied, really tight. Berg untied himself and ran in the bushes in the back. He lived in Holland back then. And I'm just like, he didn't even see if the girl was okay. You know what I mean? And I grabbed someone's jacket, and I held her head and I was like, "Okay, just hold on. The police are coming, clearly." You know what I mean? And she was in and out of consciousness, and she was the only one that was hurt. But he didn't even see, and this is his house. But he was running because he had a warrant for a seatbelt ticket. For like $10,000, yeah.
Like so a $10,000 seatbelt ticket?
Yeah.
How do you get a $10,000? I mean, I've had a seatbelt ticket.
So, but the one thing because he wants to not let people know and stuff like that, like, because other people have robbed him and stuff in the past. Mm-hmm. But I mean, he should have just been. There was no security. He had the gate right open. The door was open, and then these girls that you never know are here, which we were just discussing prior to this happening.
Did you think it was a setup?
Oh, the girls, yeah, the two girls came out of the bathroom and they go, "What happened?" These two, and I'm just like, and the kitchen's right here where it happened, where everyone's tied up, and the bathroom is right there. The bathroom has a sink and a toilet in it. There's no shower, there's nothing. That's how small it is. So you mean to tell me you're sitting in there and you don't know what's going on, and you just miraculously come out when the robbers leave? Yeah. It was a setup. And what pissed me off was he tried to pin it on me. I said, "I know where your safe is." You know what I mean? And I would never steal from you. I would never do anything like that to you. But he apologized to me later because he knew it wasn't me. You know what I mean? Like, I knew where he kept all his things.
Did anybody get arrested over this thing?
No.
Wow.
They held us for a couple hours, and they let us all go. Wow. So and it just was. And I just didn't like how on his part he try to play it off. I'm in Vegas, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and just, own up to it. I mean, I still, but we just never you know, we hung out after that, but you know, it's all about safety and stuff like that. And if you don't take it seriously, like that's when shit gets fucked up. He should have been investing in security guards, guard dogs, a fucking security system, anything. You have a fucking mansion, and then you're running around with fucking, you know, $300,000 worth of jewelry on. It doesn't make sense.
Sure.
I seen him at the holiday party, was like, what's up, partner? What's up, partner? What up? That was it. Gave him a pound of anything. See, I ain't no bitch ass nigga. That's my thing.
We didn't even get far enough to where it was one person's signature or this. It was just to the point where it was like, it was so many people you had to get on the same page, basically.